And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Monday, October 5th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company. Our guest host today, Judge Barry Tatum.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Coleman and Company. As you just heard from MJ, Coleman's on special assignment, so he's gone to, I guess, I don't know if I would classify myself as part of the B team, but the backup team for Coleman, and not sure when Coleman's coming off special assignment, but he's well and listening, and good morning to him. But also, we want to say good morning again to T.R. Kirby. Good morning.
Good morning.
How have things been in the last week?
I've been very busy.
Well, that's a good thing in the business you're in.
Yes, sir, it is.
And the business is Kubota Sales.
Yes, sir. Exmark and Kubota Sales at 1325 West Main Street.
You know, I think in talking last week, we didn't mention your location or the phone number or anything. So I'm glad you got that out there.
Yes, sir.
That's good. You're picking up my slack.
Yes, sir. Trying to.
We talked last week about some rebates that they're coming to an end, or they periodically do that to promote sales, and y'all have got some that are coming up. So you want to talk about the benefits of getting a Kubota tractor or Exmark right now?
Yes, sir. The Exmark rebates are ending at the end of the month. So usually at the winter time, Exmark will tend to pull all the rebates off. So if you want to save yourself some money, now is the time to buy. I know in sales we always sell that, but really now is the time to buy.
You mean it this time.
Yeah, before the rebates come off, and maybe next year the prices go up. And then on the Kubota tractors, they're offering 0% for 84 months on some models. So come in, check us out, ask us what the models are, and see if we can find one of those to fit your needs. We are moving locations. We are at 1325 West Main Street right now. We're moving down the street where Clayton Automotive used to be.
Just about less than a mile away.
Yes, sir. It's just going to allow us to have a little bit bigger location with some road frontage there, and better serve y'all, the customer.
And one of the benefits that we were talking about before we went on the air is you're going to be able to expand the line of Kubota products that you're selling.
Yes, sir. We're going to have a full line, anything from a 18 horsepower tractor to a mini excavator to clean your ditches, dig basements, serve anything from the homeowner all the way up to the farmer to the general contractor.
And a mini excavator, for folks who may wonder what that is, we've all seen them. They're the little typically rubber tracked, looks like a backhoe, except it can spin 360 degrees.
Yes, sir. They're really versatile. You can put with a different size buckets on those. They also make your skid steers or compact track loaders is the industry name. Most people refer to them as bobcats, but
right.
Really they're skid loaders and compact track loaders. Kubota has a full line of those as well, and we'll be able to serve everybody now.
Well, and are you going to move the service department down there as well?
Yes, sir. Exmark and Kubota Service will be at that new location. We'll have trucks running up there to where we are now. To people that want to drop off up there, we will have trucks running up there to grab their equipment and get them serviced.
And I know this isn't part of the Kubota Exmark project, but Absolute Rental is still going to be at the same location.
Yes, sir.
So you'll be able to rent, as they like to say, anything from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, but the sales department, the tractors, the heavy equipment, skid steers, excavators, you'll be able to get easy in and out down there on, was it Trinity Circle or Trinity?
I believe so.
Okay, right there. What did you say the name of the business was?
It used to be Clayton Automotive.
I remember it as being Cunningham Pontiac, that whole complex, and then it was Porter Pontiac before that, and it's been several things.
Yes, sir. That was a little bit before I was probably even thought of.
Well, don't give me too much credit, because I'm sure there are people listening who remember when it was a cow pasture down there too. But you mentioned something last week as we wrap up commercial here. That, and I appreciate you saying this, you both sell good brands. Both Exmark and Kubota are good brands. Both of them make zero-turn mowers. And you said yes last week that if you want a nice finish cut, go with Exmark. If you've got a lot of pasture or I think you call it
An estate.
An estate. If you have several acres that you want to try to keep mowed and looking good, Kubota, because I guess it's durability with the diesel engines, is probably the way to go.
Yes, sir. Just the Kubota diesels. Kubota has the #1 selling diesel engine under 40 horsepower throughout the world. Their engines are renowned for durability, longevity, and just being able to go the extra distance versus a gas or other diesels. They do make gas lawnmowers as well that are very durable. I always tell people, I said that Kubota's got a nice, heavy, thick blade that if you hit a couple sticks here and there, it's not going to bend it or damage it. Where an Exmark has a little bit lighter blade, but it gets that quality of cut. At the end of the day, it boils down to personal preference between the two brands.
Red or orange.
Yes, sir.
So I guess you've got the Georgia and Alabama people covered as well as the Tennessee people covered.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen, TR, thank you for being here. But tell us again your address and a phone number.
We're located at 1325 West Main Street, and our hours are from 7 to 6 before daylight savings. And then our phone number is 615-449-6171.
All right. Call in before the end of the month to take advantage of those rebates. And thank you for sponsoring.
Thank you.
All right. And with that, it's 10 minutes after the hour, and got a representative from the Wilson County Sheriff's Department here who's kind of, sheriff is Robert Bryan. Let's get that clear. But most law enforcement agencies are going to a designated spokesperson, and we're tickled to have, and, you know, I remember when you were a corporal, probably even an officer. What's your rank now, Scott?
I'm captain at the moment.
Captain at the moment? Well,
Just because you were in here, I had to say that.
well, hopefully after this show, maybe we can see a future major. Scott Moore with us this morning. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
And, well, I don't know if that's the case, because when I came in the door, your expression kind of dropped. I think I kind of surprised you when I came in the door.
It did. I didn't know whether to be, if it was a good thing or if I should be worried. So
No worries about that at all. I've known you for years, and have always handled your responsibilities professionally and in a good manner. And the fact that you're a captain today and spokesperson for the Sheriff's Department, I think, bears that out, and put on a good face for the Sheriff's Department. And a lot of times where the news is not particularly positive, I mean, you're talking about people's tragedies and bad things that are going on. But for years, Nashville has had, I think, Don Aaron, who used to be in the news business, has been the spokesperson of the Metro Police Department. But now, 3 of the 4 law enforcement agencies in Wilson County have a public information officer. Is that your title?
that is correct. And, you know, I started this about 4.5 years ago. And, you know, when I first got the position, I was, you know, I've always been up for a challenge. It was pretty uncomfortable at first, just trying to get used to the media and the different reporters and knowing what to say and that type of thing. So I've actually fell in love with it, and I enjoy what I do. And you mentioned Don Aaron, and he's someone that I look up to and communicate with just about every month. And, you know, we talk, and I ask him for some tips and, you know, things like that. But he's been a good mentor to me.
Well, you know, for you to say that's somebody you look up to, I think that's probably just a phrase, because for people who haven't met Scott, tell us how tall you are.
6'11".
6'11". That's an inch shy of 7 feet.
It's crazy, and my son's 7'2", so he's. I never thought I would have a child that I would look up to, literally. So it's kind of scary.
Well, Don Aaron's not a small fella. From what I've met him one time, and he's over 6 feet.
He is. He's about 6'3", something like that, but he's tall as well.
But when you said that, I just kind of chuckled to myself, and I had to share that on there. But before we get into the substance of what he wanted to talk about, you've had some dealings with the media in the past when you were you played college basketball.
I did.
And played for the University of Tennessee. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you were under which coaches?
Kevin O'Neill for the up until my sophomore year, and then Jerry Green came in my junior year.
Okay. And so you, in that endeavor, I'm sure you had interviews with sports information people working with the university and also local media and so forth. So it's you kind of had a little bit of exposure to that, but certainly in a different aspect. Anything about your basketball time that you want to share with us?
Well, since you're over there giving me the thumbs up, I might as well go ahead and tell the story. But we were playing at Kentucky one year, and we're
Rupp
Arena, and we're doing our warm-ups. And I just got through going in and doing a layup and running to the back of the line. And when I did, I've always wanted to see Ashley Judd because she was always there at all the Kentucky games, sitting, close to the court. And so as I was running back down the line, I actually look at her, and she's looking at me.
Made eye contact. My face turned about 10 shades of red, and she gave me the thumbs up. And when she did, I turned around and gave her the thumbs up back to her.
You
and
just
then
made your layup.
Right. I did make the layup. So, but I was embarrassed at the moment, but at the same time, it was pretty cool that she acknowledged, what I was doing. So.
Well, I hope she has as good a memory of that as you do.
I'm sure she does.
MJ just gave me the nod as well, so we're going to turn it over to her for a word from our sponsors and a traffic report.
And at 7:15, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day, up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitors' pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic increase quite a bit out here in the last 10, 15 minutes, coming down 65 through Madison. We've been in pretty good shape as far as really bad wrecks. Traffic flow on the increase now through Kingston Springs on I-40 eastbound. You got all this traffic flow out of Dixon County right now, headed towards West Nashville. Check out the all-new Andre Chicken Sandwich now available at Prince's Hot Chicken, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
WANT is proud to announce the return of the Fakes and Hooker Scoreboard Show. Every Friday night, we will bring you local scores and interviews with Wilson County coaches directly after the LHS football game. The 2020 Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Fakes and Hooker, Burdine Supply, Designer's Carpet, Kitty Salas and the hometown team of Keller Williams, Lebanon Appliance, Minchie's Landscape, Palometto's Insurance, and Sammy B's Restaurant. That's every Friday night after the LHS football broadcast, right here on WANT 98.9, Wilson County's own radio.
Hello, I'm Rick Bell. The City of Nashville just raised property taxes 34%. Bernie Ash raised property taxes 41% last year on the citizens of Lebanon. I believe we need better budget management, and I understand that government should work within its budget. Leadership works, and I will work every day to manage your tax dollars more efficiently. I'm Rick Bell. I would appreciate your vote November 3rd. Early voting starts October 14th and continues through October 29th.
Paid for by Rick Bell for Mayor, Adrian Kelly, Treasurer.
The Pavilion Senior Living residents are inviting you to become their new neighbor. If you're looking for a sign to move, call us at 444-5556 to learn more about the details. Or go to thepavilionseniorliving.com for more information. Or better yet, just drop by 1408 Medical Center Drive right behind Tenova Hospital and see for yourself. You should move here.
Welcome back to Coleman and Company. We're talking with Captain Scott Moore of the Wilson County Sheriff's Department, who's a public information officer, but your job responsibilities are not just that. You're not just sitting up there waiting to do an interview all day. What other job responsibilities do you have, Scott?
I currently oversee the school resource officer program, and we have, including supervisors and actual officers who are in the school, we have 43 now. So I know when I started back in 99 and was first moved to the SRO division, we had 7. So it's grown enormously over the years. And, with the population, especially on the west side of the county, growing every day, then, you're going to have to keep putting up more schools. So which with more schools is going to have to come more manpower. So it's just growing each and every year.
Well, when that first started out, and not long after '99, you said there were 7. Was it not just one officer per high school at that time?
I believe that is correct, and we had one also at Mount Jit Middle School. So,
and now there are 2 school resource officers, if I'm correct, at each high school, and then also it's expanded to include all the middle schools as well as the elementary schools.
That is correct, and you take it's hard to believe. My first year at a high school was at Wilson Central High School, and at the time it was the newest school that was in the county. And now it's the oldest school. So it's kind of crazy to think about that now it's the oldest school in Wilson County.
It's hard to believe, but time does fly. And there was talk about building a new Lebanon High School for years. Watertown has a new high school, and of course Mount Juliet, and now we've got Green Hill High School that just opened. Don't see that slowing down anytime in the near future.
I know the Green Hill High School, when I've done a walkthrough through the building, it's just crazy how big it is, and I mean it's immaculate. Compared to the school that I went to when I was in high school.
Where you went to Smith County?
Smith County High School.
And have they built a new high school up there? The best I remember, it sits up on a hill on the east side of Main Street, and the football field is down in a hole behind the school.
It's still in the same location. They did renovate it and add it on to allow the school, but it's still in the same location. But totally different from when I graduated in '95.
Yeah.
It's got a whole different look to it.
Well, it's times do change on there as they move along, but I know we just didn't come out here to reminisce. There's always something going on with the Sheriff's Department, and is there anything that you wanted to talk about in particular today?
One thing that was unique for last month is I know the Mount Jit Police Department reached out not only to us but local law enforcement agencies. Of course, last month was National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And unfortunately, a few years ago, they had an officer that took their life. So the campaign that we joined them on was the semicolon campaign. And what that was we had a semicolon symbol that we put on the back window of every patrol car in the lower left-hand corner. Mm-hmm. And what that represents is when an author is writing a sentence and could have ended the sentence, oftentimes they'll add a semicolon to continue the sentence on when they could have stopped it. And so in reality, if you want to put that into perspective, every author is every person, and then the sentence is their life. So we wanted to go out there and put awareness because we have a lot of people, unfortunately, take their life. And so we want to, make sure that everybody knows that your life is valued, and if there is help out there, if there's anybody out there that's needing help. I mean, there's all kinds of options that you can look to, and especially with everything going on in the country, since March, the coronavirus, and a lot of times it puts us doing a different routine that we're normally not used to doing, and whether it affects you directly or indirectly, it does affect you. I know it affected me and what I do with my job because I had to change everything I've done.
Right.
And, it took me out of my comfort zone a little bit. And but sometimes it's just, when you're having to wear a mask and social distance and things like that you've never done before, it affects you. And so we respond to calls weekly, with someone that's attempting to take their life, and so we're there for them, and so is a lot of people out there to make sure that we just want to make sure that they know that there's support out there if they need it.
I remember a substance abuse counselor some years back told me that we were talking about suicide and how people have different struggles, and he kind of summed that up. He said that's a long-term solution to a short-term problem. Most any problems, challenges that we face can be dealt with, or at the very least, they'll pass. And but if anybody is out there struggling, law enforcement, emergency personnel, fire, folks who work in the court system, probation officers. I mean, there's an enforcement option, but there's also a help option, and help a lot of times is just reaching out to somebody and say, "Hey, I need to stop and talk for a minute."
A lot of people don't like to bring their problems onto someone else, so they just keep it inside, and it just continues to fester, just like cancer, and grows and grows and grows. And it's just it's tough to deal with. It's not easy, and I've had to deal with it. Some people I was close to that you thought were the strongest people that were out there, but everybody's got a battle, and we just need to be there to support them.
Well, at this time of year, we're approaching the holiday season with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I know there's a lot of concern at that time about car thefts, car burglaries. That's something that seems to go year round, but particularly during the holiday season, people they call it porch pirates, I think, is where packages are left delivered. It's a little early maybe, but still never too early to think about some preventive measures. Anything you want to say on that?
I know we put out warnings each and every holiday season because kind of what the norm is now is instead of going out and shopping and going to places like Target and things like that to get gifts, a lot of people go online and have them delivered to their house just because it's convenient. And when you have those packages delivered at your home and you're not there, we have a lot of people out there or thieves that'll come by, which we refer to as porch pirates, that'll steal, the things that you had delivered to your house. And oftentimes during the holiday season, such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, a lot of families will go travel and see their family members in other states or other areas, and then their house is unoccupied for several days at a time. So we do have a lot of, in the past, where, different types of burglaries, car burglaries, people break into the house. And, we just want to encourage everyone to make sure that, security systems are real good to have, camera systems, and things of that nature. So, you want your house to be well lit during the nighttime because chances are if it's well lit, it's less likely someone will try to break into your house and things like that. So we just want to encourage everybody to really be proactive before they go out of town or if they have packages delivered to make sure they don't become a victim.
Yeah, well, it's some good advice on there, and something we need to always be vigilant of, but particularly with the holiday seasons coming up. Social media, kind of touching a little bit of a subject here, just throwing it out as a topic. What are you seeing as concerns there from law enforcement perspective, particularly dealing with the schools?
Social media can be used in a positive way, and also it can be used in a negative way. But as far as related to the schools, we do train our officers to go on social media, know how to track things down, because a lot of times you'll have threats that take place on social media. We've had several crimes that have been solved by being able to track it down on social media. Some of the most commonly used apps out there or platforms that students use are obviously Snapchat's probably the number one thing. They also go to Instagram. Those two are probably the top two most popular. And, we've had people in the past post pictures of them holding guns and making threats and things of that nature. And it's real sickening, because the way I look at it from my standpoint is, where's the parents at? Because I've got two children myself, and I know which platforms they're using, and I'm going to constantly monitor that to make sure nothing is put on there that's, putting themselves or my family or whatever in a negative image. So a lot of times you don't have a lot of parental support with some of these teenagers, and so when they use these platforms, they use them in a very negative way. But we are able to utilize that, to make a lot of, to prosecute cases, things that come up, before us, if it's brought to us by school administration or another parent.
Well, it's amazing how people can say or do things that I'm almost 90% sure, 99% sure that they wouldn't do in person. But I've always tried to keep in mind or share with young people that, don't put anything on there today that you wouldn't be embarrassed to see 10 years from now, or at a job interview somewhere down the road. Anything else you want to touch on in the last 30 seconds or so that we have?
Like you said earlier, we have the holiday season coming up, and with that, you're going to have a lot of people traveling. We always encourage people just to make sure you're wearing your seat belts and to not drive under the influence, and just know there's going to be a high influx of traffic out there on the roads, and we're going to have extra manpower out there to make sure things go smoothly. And because, last thing that you want in your family is to have a tragic accident while you're traveling to see your family on holidays and spend time with them. So just take your time and don't rush, and we hope everyone out there has a great holiday season as it comes up.
All right. Great way to end the show. Thank you for your time, Captain Moore, and look forward to seeing you again, and maybe next time you'll get to see the real Coleman Walker.
It's always a pleasure.
With that, it's 7:30. It's time for a word from our sponsors and a traffic report.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota and Rental. They have a fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day, servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat. Absolute Kubota and Rental, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. An accident right now coming from Jolton on 24. It is eastbound around the 34-mile marker. Again, it's already crazy slow in that area this time of the morning. Again, as you make your way past Whites Creek Pike on 24, going eastbound this morning up in the Jolton area. It's got traffic pretty slow going as we look at it live. Hey, celebrate autumn at Ober-Gatlinburg during Oktoberfest now through November 1st. Visit obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
It's another AFC clash at Nissan Stadium this Sunday. Your Titans host Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. We get you up to speed with the award-winning Titans countdown that begins at 11. Then Titans and Bills, every play, all the action, with voice of the Titans, Mike Keith and Coach Dave McGinnis, starts with a kickoff at noon.
Brought to you by Steve Mole Plumbing and the Jewelers.
LHS, Cumberland University, and the Tennessee Titans. The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Hello, Patriots. To get all the best Trump gear and more, stop by the Wilson County Republican headquarters located at 11320 Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet. Also join us for our monthly meetings held on the second Saturday of every month at 9 a.m. at Music City Baptist Church located at 7104 Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet. On behalf of the Wilson County GOP, God bless Tennessee and God bless America.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
To kick off the work week on this Monday, we'll have plenty of sunshine and highs in the upper 60s. For your Tuesday, temperatures will be on the rebound and highs will top out in the mid-70s. Wednesday's forecast calls for sunny skies and highs topping out near 80 degrees. We'll keep the sunshine around on Thursday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Welcome back to Coleman and Company, and we're going to start off our second half here. And regular listeners know that the second half is sponsored by Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram
Of Mount Juliet.
Oh,
I was thinking, I was reading your shirt.
And you got all the brands in there, Judge.
Yeah.
You did good.
Well, last week I
You
couldn't
did good.
remember the Jeep and the Ram. And do they make Plymouths anymore?
No.
When did they stop making Plymouths?
A lot of years ago.
Well, see, they don't make Pontiacs and they don't
No.
make Oldsmobiles
That's right.
anymore. So, but
That's right.
now we've got all kinds of other brands out there. How are things going down at
Going good. Going good.
Still got the no haggle pricing.
We've still got the no haggle pricing, and where everybody pays the same great low price.
And what's the tag that you have about you sell your product and not based upon your customer?
Well, we price our cars and not our customers.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Over the weekend, and I want to read just a little something. And this is on another website, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say whose website it is.
Show me, I'll say it.
No, that's all right. But in their disclaimer, we talk all the time, Judge, about how our price does not include rebates that you may not qualify for. A lot of dealers do that this day and time, and on the disclaimer on this website, it says your and then dealership price includes all rebates and incentives. Dealership price includes military and or college grad rebates. Your dealership price does not include tax, title, license fees. Must finance with a dealership pre-approved lender, or some discounts and rebates may not apply on new cars. Now, Judge, that is a disclaimer, and legally they can do what they do, and including rebates that you probably will not qualify for. I don't think it's an ethical way to do business. I think it's very deceitful. They've covered their bases legally.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't do that at Rocky Williams. We only include rebates that everybody in the Southeast Business Center qualifies for.
Okay.
And if you qualify for one of these other rebates, we certainly give it to you.
Okay, so if you do have a rebate that applies, such as military or prisoner of war,
that's right,
disabled veteran, you would be able to get that in addition to that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're not doing away with rebates. You're just saying when you come down there, here's the price, and we're not going to deviate from that.
That's exactly right. We're only going to include those rebates that everybody gets.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough on there. And location is down in Mount Juliet.
Yep, 600 Pleasant Grove Road. It's on the easy side of the interstate, on the north side. It's easy to get to. It's right beside Academy Sports and Walmart.
And I suspect that just about everybody who goes to that area knows where those two businesses are. And
I would
right
say
there
they
next
are.
Yeah, you're right there next to them.
Yeah.
One thing that does vary, and last week we talked about this, I think your end of the month ended on Wednesday.
Wednesday, that's right.
Of last week. Your trade-in might be worth a little bit more the closer you get to the end of the month.
The end of the month, we try very hard to put together everything that we possibly can. So the last few days of the month, trade-in may be worth a little bit more than it was the first of the month.
But there's no reason to wait until then. You're open 6 days a week.
We're open 6 days a week from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And who knows, the vehicle that you're looking at, if you think, well, I'll wait till the end of the month, it may not be there. We see that very, very frequently. People come in and look at a vehicle. Well, I need to think about it a day or two, and it sells. That happens so very frequently that people, they don't believe you when you tell them that. But several times a month, we see that happen.
And all your vehicles, new and used or pre-owned, are on your website.
That's exactly right, at rockywilliams.com. And just so Mayor Hutto, I know he's listening probably, we always have to say you might see your neighbor there, because if you don't, when I see him out, he says, you missed something that week. So you might see your neighbor there.
And I think Coleman's done some business with you.
He has.
Yeah.
He has, and everybody that knows Coleman knows how tight he is, so it had to be a great deal for Coleman to buy. But Coleman is a Rocky Williams customer.
You know, Coleman gets a bad reputation. He's got a very giving heart, generous man.
Yes, he does.
But he and Buck, he asked me one time, he said, "Aren't you a Buck Owens fan?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "I read something about Buck Owens that probably applies to Coleman. Is he may not have the first dollar he ever made, but he knows where it is."
Yeah.
But RockyWilliams.com, and you got a full service program down there. It works on all makes and models.
Yeah, we can do pretty much anything. I wouldn't say all makes and models because all of our makes and models for sure.
Yeah.
But there are some vehicles because there's so many that are brand specific. The tools that are required now, just like the Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, not everybody can work on those vehicles because of the special tools that are required. That's the reason we encourage people to bring your vehicle back to us for service. We have the things and the tools and the equipment in order to communicate with your car, to check it out and make sure things are running smoothly.
Communicate, you're talking about computers.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's, don't get me started.
Yeah,
I've always said that the engineers who design these cars ought to have to work on them
Yes,
for
they
a couple of years before they start designing them.
I agree.
Sometimes it's really hard to get to a particular bolt or nut
It
that you
is.
need to get on a vehicle.
It sure is. It absolutely is. We see that all the time. You'll have to pull the whole cab off of a truck to get to something.
I've communicated with a few vehicles in my day, but it never has been with a computer. Usually been with a wrench in my hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we wrap up here, and we do appreciate your sponsorship, loyalty to Coleman and the show, but anything you want to touch on before we leave?
Well, we've got a great inventory right now. You can go to our website, or better, just come down and check it out. Just come down and you can. You're not going to be pressured. That's part of our way of doing business. No haggle, no pressure, one price.
All right. Well, Billy Mullinax, thank you for being here for Rocky Williams' premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No Plymouth in there.
That's right.
Of Mount Juliet.
Mount Juliet.
And thank you for that. And also thank you for bringing the warm up for the coffee.
You're very welcome. Have
All
a good day.
All right. You too, Billy. And with that, it's about 20 minutes before the hour, and got a couple of folks here joining us. Kim Parks is here with us to talk about the Virtual Chalk Art Fest, which is coming up here in Lebanon. Good morning.
Good morning, and I brought my friend Susan Shaw. She's also on this committee with me to talk about our event that's coming up.
Awesome. Now, Susan, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Have you been on the Coleman Show before?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, I try to listen most every morning, but it's I miss, and some days I'm on special assignment, I guess, and then. Of course, my memory would fail me. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, actually, I work for Mayor Hutto, and I love that comment, about running into your neighbor. Captain Scott Moore was on your earlier segment, and he and I are on Drug Free Wilco together.
Yeah.
So you just run into people you know everywhere in this community, and I really like that.
Well, that's what happens when you get out there and get involved in something. It's amazing how many people you start running into that are involved in the same things.
Yes, and I do project administration for Mayor Hutto, so that's kind of how I got involved in this with Kim also.
Well, I asked Coleman, I think, when he was calling me about doing the show, and I said something, are they going to be talking about the tour of homes, which would normally be coming up this time of year, but that's all from what I understand.
Well, yeah, that's always the first weekend in December, and it has grown so much in the past 11 years. Last year we had more than 450 people. And that's a really big crowd through people's houses, and we just thought this year would not be the year to do it. So we will be back in 2021, hopefully.
Yes.
But we will not have the tour of homes. I might, on our website, closer to the date, kind of, because I research all of them and I have all that information, just maybe put up some past homes and stuff like that. So
Holiday reminders.
Right.
Reminiscence. But is this a brand new event? Have you done this before?
No, this is a brand new event, and it is sponsored by Cumberland University's Community Arts Council. And people are probably going, what is that?
What is the Cumberland University Community Arts
And
Council?
it's Kukak, which sounds kind of like a
Yes.
cat
okay.
with a hairball, but we're working on that. Cumberland had the Cumberland University Fine Arts Council, and they're the ones that brought the Symphony on the Lawn for many, many years.
Right.
And those ladies did a fabulous job. And I believe we have two of them, Judy Lee and Candy Partee, are on this committee with us. So this is a revamping of that.
Okay.
And Dean Cummings is kind of the head of it. And we have several people at Cumberland and then other people in the community. And they asked me to be involved, which I was very happy to be. So the purpose is to enrich the local community on all types of art and involve all age groups in that. And so we wanted to have an event this year. We started this new committee maybe back in June or May.
Earlier.
And so we were like, well, you really responsibly can't hold a big festival now. So we thought we can do a virtual chalk art festival. So that's what we're going to do. This year, you can draw with chalk on your own sidewalk or porch or driveway, and then you take a photo of it and you post it with the hashtag. Susan, help me here with the hashtag.
Kukak Chalk.
Kukak Chalk, hashtag it. And then there's different age categories. We have kindergarten to 12, 13 to 18-year-olds, over 19, and then a group, business, or family. So you enter in one of those four categories, and then your friends vote on it. You get the word out there. And
So
then
you can stuff the box.
if you want, if you can,
That's fair.
If you can get all your friends together to vote for you, that's the whole point. We want a lot of exposure for this. So, and then in those four categories, there's going to be a People's Choice Award of the top vote getters in those four categories, and then the top 5 vote getters overall. Doesn't matter what category you're in. We're going to invite you to a live competition on November 7th, where we're socially distancing in different parking lots that are within walking distance to each other. And we think that'll be really fun. And then there'll be an overall winner from that November 7th.
So I guess you would call that a chalk off.
A chalk off, yes.
I
yes.
love it.
Okay.
And,
The festival itself is called Chalk It Up.
yes.
Chalk it up.
Chalk It Up Art Fest.
Yeah.
I like that. The Chalk Off on November
Yes,
7th.
chalk off, yes.
Well, you've got my curiosity peaked on here. So when we come back from our traffic report and a word from our sponsors, we'll see if we can get some more answers and maybe some ideas on this. Really interesting.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's now 7:46. This update brought to you by Absolute Kubota and Rental Fully Staffed Service Center and Parts Department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat. 1325 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. We've seen a couple of wrecks out here in the last 10, 15 minutes as they finish up an accident at OHB. It's on that ramp there at I-24 and Whites Creek. It's got traffic pretty heavy and slow in that area there on 24 eastbound, like it always is this time of the morning, approaching Whites Creek Pike. Again, that's pretty slow there in that part of Jolton right now as we look at it live. Hey, celebrate autumn this year at Oberg-Gatlinburg during Oktoberfest. Now through November 1st, music, food, live entertainment. Visit Oberg-Gatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to RockyWilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to RockyWilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Lebanon High School football is live this season on WANT and WCOR. Join Tommy Bryan and the crew with all of the action brought to you by Bates Ford, Cedar Recovery of Middle Tennessee, the law firm of Clemens & Clemens, D.T. McCall & Sons, Fakes and Hooker Lumber, Sheriff Robert Bryan, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, and Wilson Bank and Trust. Lebanon High School football Friday night starting with the pregame show at 6:30 on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
Calling all horse lovers. Do you need a new zero turn for your horse farm? Call Absolute Kubota today at 615-449-6171 and ask about their special equine discounts on Exmark mowers. Exmark picked 2-to-1 over any other brand. Step up to an Exmark at your farm or ranch today so you can get back to what you enjoy, your horses. Call 615-449-6171 or stop by and see the team at Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main Street in Lebanon. Exmark, ready to work for you.
Welcome back to Coleman and Company. We're talking with Susan Shaw and Kim Parks here about a new event promoted by the Cumberland University Community Arts Council, and it's a chalk art fest. You know, that could almost be a tongue tweezer.
It is.
The mile-long yard sale up in Watertown. But Susan, I wish there was a way to show this on the radio, but obviously can't. People tell me that I've got the face for radio. But you actually did some chalk work over the weekend. You showed a picture of it on your phone. Describe that, if you will, what it looks like.
I did. I was having fun, and I thought I want to play with this a little bit. I'm not going to participate in the contest, actually, but I wanted to play. So I did a chalk art of witch's legs with some, kind of fun black shoes, and her legs were coming out from under a hangar door, as if the hangar door had come out on her legs. And actually, a good friend of mine was flying that day, and I put it there so he could see it and say, "Look what you've done when you close the door."
So inspiration, I guess, is from the Wicked Witch of the East when Dorothy's house came down in the tornado in the Wizard of Oz.
Yes, but you can have all sorts of fun with it. And we put some tips. We have guidelines and rules written up for this. It's called the Chalk It Up Art Fest. And in the guidelines, we also have some tips for people if they've never done it before. How to blend your chalk a little bit and use an eraser and have something comfortable to sit on while you're doing it. Maybe have some gloves that you can, smear it with a little bit. So we've got tips on there as well for people.
So other than this experiment that you did over the weekend with it appeared to me that you've probably done this before.
I've never done chalk art, but I do like art in general. And that is what brought Kim and I together on this. We had talked about an arts council for a long time, and we both have a common interest in art. So I do.
So what would be the ideal type of surface to do chalk on or chalk art on, or is there?
I think asphalt, your driveway, or concrete, sidewalk, again, driveway. And we're providing free chalk while supplies last for this. It's a 16-piece multicolor piece. You can go by the Cumberland University's Alumni House at 404 West Spring Street from 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday until supplies run out. And that's all in our guidelines that you can find the info on that. And Historic Lebanon is sponsoring the chalk for this event.
And when you're talking about that, you're talking about those big old thick.
Yeah, they're like sticks of chalk.
Size of your thumb. Size of your thumb,
Yeah.
and you can hold them in your hand.
Right,
They're easy to grip.
Right.
You're reading off of some paperwork there, but when somebody wants to get some more information, the tips, the examples, the ideas, what is the contact or website?
Well, you can look this up on our Facebook or Instagram page, and we'll spell it out for you, CUCAC Arts, and that's also the hashtag, or you can go to bit.ly/3402R2U, and that's also on the Facebook page.
Or you could contact me if you would like to at the mayor's office.
At the mayor's office.
And what would
Or me.
Yeah, what would be, and again, that bit.ly.
I know, it's hard
I
to
know,
get.
but it's
hard
written
to
down.
get, and we shorten that too, because normally when your web address is like super long, so.
Well, we'll let people get a pen and a piece of
Yeah.
paper here or get their phone out so they can dot that. But Kim, what would be the best way to get in touch with you for somebody who wanted to participate in
Just
this?
my email, historiclebanon@cumberland.edu.
historiclebanon@cumberland.edu. All right, and that's to Kim Parks.
Kim Parks, yes.
And then, Susan, what about you? What's the best way to get in touch?
My phone number is the easiest to hear on the radio. So it's at Mayor Hutto's office, 615-444-1383. But my email is Shaw, SHAWSU, @wilsoncountytn.gov.
Shaw, SHAW.
SU for Susan.
Okay.
Mhm.
At
WilsonCountyTN.gov.
all right. So that's some contact information on this. But have y'all been to another art event where they've done this in person?
Years ago, I've seen some professional artists do it, but there's lots of, we researched this online, and there's several communities that have, where was the one that had done the virtual one?
I think it was in Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
And they've had a lot of success with them. So.
I researched it when we started talking about this because I had not had experience with a chalk art festival before. And in the research, there were several that were interesting, but the one that I saw that really interested me said this was their third year and they had, or last year, and they had 2,000 people. And I said, oh no, we really don't want to have an event with 2,000 people right now. What if it was really successful? So we went with the virtual, which is really neat because everybody in Wilson County, anybody can do this in any space. If you have a sidewalk, if you have a driveway, if you have a patio, or you can go to a store, you can go on the square and ask the shop owner if you can do it in front of them or somebody that you know in a parking lot. We just encourage that you get permission and do it respectfully.
Yes. Yeah.
But a lot of businesses have actually been very open and excited about it and said yes, we can use their parking lot when we have the chalk off,
Right.
the runoff competition. So we researched it in other chalk art festivals that had happened, and we went with this virtual and actually kind of the hybrid, the virtual and then the runoff for 5 top winners. And at the end of that day, that's going to be one day, Saturday, November 7th, and we will have a garden party awards ceremony for them at the Fight Fessenden House that afternoon.
Which is on West Main Street.
Yes, and it will be invited guests at that one so that we can keep it within a manageable, socially distanced.
Yeah, you want to
event.
be able to have some control over it.
Right.
But it would sound like with Cumberland being directly involved in this, they have a lot of paved parking areas, sidewalks over there that if you reach out to someone at Cumberland about that, they would probably be willing to share some space for, say, a person who's in an apartment or has limited space, or maybe they have a medium, or not a medium, but a base that's not particularly conducive to the chalk.
I did find out with my little experiment with my chalk art that the more craters and holes you have in the concrete, the more chalk you lose in those holes.
Yeah,
so
it shaves it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hope a lot of students participate. Cumberland students, our other students, high school, elementary. I know some art teachers are very excited about this, maybe encouraging their students to do this. So
or homeschoolers too.
Yeah,
They need art projects, and this would be a wonderful art project for a homeschool. And you can do it as a team. You can have sisters and brothers, or families, or whatever
So
combination.
it's not just limited to a single artist. You could have a family.
Family.
Yes.
That's the other category, which was a group, which could be, business, family, or friends that get together and want to do it. So,
That sounds like it's got a lot of potential on that. A lot of times these events have a cost associated with them. Of course, the chalk's being donated. Is there an entry fee or participation
no entry fee at all. And then if you get to participate on November 7th, we're going to provide lunch for you, and we're going to provide a breakfast for you. So this is a good time to talk about our sponsors on how we're able to do this. Of course, it's presented by the Cumberland University Community Arts Council. Historic Lebanon is a sponsor. World Classic Martial Arts, THW Insurance, Capitol Theater, and the Fight Fessenden House.
Okay, so got some good sponsors on that, and it's a great event either for an individual who has an interest in art or likes the competition, or if nothing else, just to participate and say, this is what I can do, or family or group.
Right.
Yes, and we'll publish all the photos on Kukek Arts on Facebook and Instagram. And the other thing I want to mention was prizes and awards too, because with the People's Choice Awards for all of the categories in the virtual contest, they'll get certificates. The winners will get certificates, and the photos will be framed and hung in Mayor Hutto's in the courthouse, in the county courthouse there. And then there will be cash prizes for the chalk-off runoff competition on November 7th as well. So our sponsors have made all that possible.
Eligibility on this, resident of Wilson County, resident of Lebanon.
Resident of Wilson County.
So Mount Juliet, Gladeville, Watertown, anybody
Absolutely.
can participate.
We'd like the art to be in Wilson County. We'd like the chalk art to be on a surface in Wilson County. Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's some awesome stuff on there. I mean, it's an interesting idea, and it always fascinates me how people can be so creative that, my wife's got a gift for being able to look at something and figure out a use for it that I would have thought the only thing that's good for is to go to the dump and repurpose something like that. So I have great appreciation for somebody who's got that kind of foresight or ability to see into things like that. Anything else we want to touch on in the last minute or so?
Did we give the dates?
I don't think we talked about the dates. You can post your entries from, well, it should be on here.
October 10th to the 24th.
24th. And then the social media voting ends on October 27th. So, after they're posted, you want to encourage everybody to go vote on it. And then the chalk off will be November 7th, Saturday, November 7th.
Well, so you could go ahead and October 10th create something.
Mm-hmm.
And if a person is particularly savvy with social media, they can post it on their personal page and say, like this, and go to hashtag CUCACCHALK. Kukak Chalk.
Yes.
And, please vote. And hopefully tally some votes.
Yes.
So
yes.
somebody who's got a lot of friends, a lot of contacts on social media, you can put it out there and say, please vote for this. And
Yes.
that's another way to broaden your exposure.
Oh, yes. And we hope when people, see all these starting to be posted, they're like, hey, I can do that. And then they'll participate also.
Well, I'm sorry. I've looked at your picture and me thinking I can do that did not come to my mind.
You can do it. I know you can.
I don't mind working with the chalk, but maybe because it's easy to erase my mistakes in there. Ladies, thank you so much. Again, reach out to Kim Parks. Contact information again.
You can Google Historic Lebanon, and that info's there, but it's historiclebanon@cumberland.edu.
And Susan Shaw, your contact?
shawsu@wilsoncountytn.gov. And you can also go to @Kukak
And then also the mayor's office telephone number, 444-1383.
You got it. That's
All
right.
Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Hope you have a great event coming up October 10th through the 24th. And somebody out there listening, I'm sure, probably several people are going to be at the chalk off on November 7th.